Hello YouTubers, my name is Bodot and today I'm going to explain to you what happens when you arrive at a ASQ hotel in Thailand. What do I mean by ASQ? That is a quarantine hotel that you need to stay in Thailand for 7 or 10 days depending on whether you have had the vaccinations for COVID or not. Join me after the break and we'll discuss this further. Welcome back. ASQ stands for, I'm going to look at my teleprompter again so I get all the information correctly, Alternative State Quarantine in Thailand. From now on we shall just say ASQ to keep things simple. As I said in my intro, you need to have one of these hotels regardless whether you are a Thai citizen or an international traveller or whatever. You need to quarantine for 7 days if you've had both vaccines within longer than 14 days, or 10 days if you have not had the vaccines. These hotels are credited by the Thai government, so you can only use credited ASQ hotels. The properties have been approved for ASQ by the Thai Ministry of Public Health are now offering packages that can be easily booked online. These ASQ packages include accommodations, 3 meals per day, 2 COVID tests, airport transfers and more. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. There are many of them, many different prices, 5-star, 3-star, 4-star, whatever. I'm going to go through with you the experience that I had with my hotel, which wasn't a high-end hotel, it wasn't a low-end hotel, it was a middle-of-the-road hotel. As I said in my last video, that we was picked up and brought to the hotel. We got out the minibus on the 5th floor of a parking lot, so we didn't go actually via reception at all. For safety reasons, they decided that check-in would be done on the 5th floor of a parking lot, which made that a little bit difficult because with the constant traffic driving past the car park, I could hardly hear what the lady had to say. They took a temperature test with our foreheads to see what our temperature was. Normal temperature, that wasn't a problem. We had to install a lot of apps onto our telephone. They needed to give us the nurse's number in the WhatsApp in case we had problems during our stay, and also they required us to take a temperature test twice a day using one of these boys. The nurse would WhatsApp me in the morning around about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, requiring me to give her my temperature. So I took my temperature twice a day, made a picture and sent it to her via WhatsApp. That's the standard procedure to ensure that your temperature doesn't fluctuate too much while you're in the quarantine hotel. You stay in your room for the first 5 days until you have had your first COVID-19 test and the result has come back negative. You are not permitted to leave your room, you're not permitted to walk around the grounds, you have to remain in your room 24 hours a day for the first 5 days. After you have received your first COVID-19 negative result, then you are permitted to go to an area which they have called a relax area for 1 hour a day, which needs to be booked in advance by reception. You have to call reception, you say, okay, I would like to go to the relax area at such and such a time, and they will make arrangements for you. There will be somebody that comes and knocks on your door, escorts you to the lift, presses the lift for you to the floor which your relaxation area is, and then when you get to that floor, there'll be somebody on that floor waiting for you at the lift, who will then escort you and take you to the relaxation area, where you're permitted to stay there within the confinements of the COVID regulations of keeping your face mask on, staying 1.50 meters away from everybody else, and you can sit there and quite happily relax, play with your phone, get some fresh air, walk around slightly. It's not a very big area. This is at this hotel. I don't know what the facilities are in other hotels, but for this one it was a very small area. There was a very tiny swimming pool which you were not permitted to use at all. You couldn't go in there. You couldn't even put your feet in there. And that is it. 1 hour a day for the remainder of your stay in your quarantine hotel. Now, on the 9th day, then you are given another COVID test, and then you get the results on the 10th day, and then if you are negative, then on the 11th day morning, this is when you check out. So in total you spend 10 days, 11 nights in quarantine in a room for the first 5 days, 24 hours a day, and for the rest of the time 23 hours a day. You can of course hire extra equipment, running tracks or rowing machines or whatever from the gym, which actually come in your room, but as you will see with the video I'm just about to upload, you don't really have a lot of room for a lot of gym equipment, so I don't know whether that actually be worthwhile you doing. But I'm going to upload a couple of films now. One of the room itself, so you can have a quick look at the room where I was staying, and the other one will be an example of one of the meals, which was pretty much the same sort of thing for the last 10 days. It was, it looks like a flight meal that you would get on your plane. So take a look at those two videos, and I'll see you in a little while. This has been my home now for the last 10 days in quarantine. I just thought I'd show you around while I've got the camera with me. It's not a very big room, not a very luxurious room, just a normal standard room. As you can see, nice double bed, standard room, nothing special. You got your shower, your bathroom, the toilet, front door. This is the wonderful view that I have Bangkok over here. Also not much of a view, but yeah, typical city, typical capital city of the world, I suppose. Lots of apartment blocks everywhere, but yeah, it is what it is. This has been my home for the last 10 days. This is my last night, and tomorrow I'll be checking out and we'll be going somewhere else. Okay, dinner's just arrived. Let's go and see what I've been eating for the past 10 days and what's been going on. This is how they deliver it to your front door like this. You pick up your meal and then probably go running back inside. But you're not allowed to leave your hotel unless you have a designated time. So, anyway, this is the meal. Let's open it up and let's see what it is this evening. A little bit difficult to open up with just one hand, but I'll give it a go. Let's see how we're doing. Right. Get the standard bits of fruit. Very nice. You get some vegetables. Very nice. And the main course, which is going to be rice, some egg and peppers, and what else is in here? And we also have the fish sauce. This has been standard for, over the 10 days. It's eatable, there's nothing special, it's a lot like airline food as what you would get on an aeroplane, I suppose, but it's eatable, and you get 3 meals a day inclusive with your hotel costs. So yeah, this is very typical of what you get every day. So that's the meal for you. So welcome back. As you can see, the room is just a standard hotel room with all the amenities that you would find in a hotel. Also with the food, standard food, nothing special, lots and lots of plastic, and it, as I said, it reminded me very much of the food that you get on an airline. I would like to say that if you get depressed quite easily, or anxiety or this sort of thing, then this probably would not be for you. You have to have a strong will and a strong determination to be able to be locked up in a room this size for 10 days, even if you do get one hour a day after your 5 days test of a little bit of fresh air. It can be very, very tormenting, and it can be also extremely lonely if you're traveling by yourself. As I said, I would recommend that you bring lots of books, movies with you. Make sure that you're in contact with people from home or where you're going to ensure that you don't stay in this room getting depressed and getting sad all by yourself, because that will not do you much good at all. You do have to, when you're at the registration, when you're registering in the hotel, you do have to fill in a form asking you about depression, asking you about, are you taking any medication, do you suffer from certain illnesses and things like that. So you need to be absolutely sure that you're going to be able to cope with being locked away for 10 days. But saying that, the nurse is on call 24 hours a day, so if you have problems sleeping, or if you have other issues, whatever it is, you can always contact the nurse directly. She will be able to help you with any of your medical needs. But saying that, at the end of the day, you're going to be responsible for yourself and solely for yourself for the time that you are in this hotel. You are expected to remain in your room unless you're being escorted around for getting a COVID test, or whether you're going for your relaxation. You have to stay in your room. But saying all that, is it worth it? Was it worth all the paperwork from getting the visa? Is it worth all the problems and the hassle with the flights? Is it is it worth it with all the things that you have to go through with the quarantine hotel? Myself personally, I would say yes, and I will tell you why. Basically, Thailand will never be in this situation again, where you can come and there will be virtually zero tourism in the land. That means the beaches are going to be deserted. It means all the tourist attractions are going to be deserted. You can wander around at your own leisure, at your own pace, and also that you're going to find the hotels here are going to be so cheap that it's going to make it worth your while. For me, I'm going to be here for a minimum of 90 days. I can stay here for a maximum of 270 days, But we'll see how we go with that. But for me, all the problems aside and everything else, tomorrow I check out, and you're going to see this blog going to change from where this is a serious side of what you need to do to get in here to a more enjoyable side, where you're going to see me going around and street foods and different tourist areas, which I will be blogging as I go along. I do hope you're going to continue to watch my blog and continue to support me in my adventures in Thailand, and I hope to see you very shortly. Please do not forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell, make a comment if you wish to, because maybe I've forgotten something and you can put me right on a few things. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.